Morning.
for all of the sessions for today, but I'm going to be sending them out on a weekly basis. I'm going to be usually sending them out Thursday or Friday, and then again on Sunday, just to make sure people have access to everything. So, and you know, I know that sometimes the email has been a little hinky, especially this weekend. I've noticed that. So,
Yeah. So welcome to eBooks and audiobooks and all literacy electronically available. I'm Rebecca Calderon. I am the coordinator of libraries for Isletas. I see some library peeps out there. Hi, guys or gals. Just to let you know, today I'm asking that everybody has their audio, their microphone off, as well as their camera. Please turn your cameras off. That's going to make our presentation run a lot smoother.
yeah.
I will be using my camera to show you some apps on my phone. But I do have a slideshow presentation that I will share with you at the end. There are a couple of links in there that you might find useful. And so this is being recorded. So if you missed something, or if you would like to go back and review it, or if a friend wasn't able to attend this session for whatever reason, this session will be up on our YouTube channel for Mini Mondays, and you can watch it there. Remember, our badges will not go out until, let's give Misha a couple of days before she sends out badges, and that's when you'll get your certificate and your badge for attending this session. Thank you all for coming. I hope you're enjoying our Mini Monday series here with Innovative Learning. I think that it's a great way to get chunks of information that are digestible, and it makes it really easy to actually use the knowledge that you're getting. So without further ado, I will continue with my presentation. So libraries in the time of COVID, I stole that title from another book, Love in the Time of Cholera. And so I thought it kind of was applicable to our situation today. Today, we're going to go over audiobooks, eBooks, and hybrids, how to buy, borrow, and get them for free. So my goals for today is to get you to download a few apps. You don't have to download all of them, but I would like you to at least find one app that you think would be really useful for you in your personal life, or even for your students. I'd like you to get a library card, and you're probably thinking, how can I get a library card? I don't think the library is open. They are accepting books right now. You can return your books, but there is a digital card that is available that you can sign up for online and have access to their digital collection. You won't be able to check out a physical book at the time, but once the physical library opens, you'll be able to go in and do that.
And somebody's saying you can only return books on Mondays right now.
Oh, only on Mondays. Good to know.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so you can definitely return them, but they aren't circulating books right now. They are opening up their electronic collection for you. You can, I'll give you a link in a little bit to go in and sign up for your e-card. It is only available for electronic content, and I believe it's for a limited time, but it's a great way to get those library books to change up your reading a little bit and checking out a book, okay? So what devices can I use? That's like usually the first question. Well, you can use any type of technology that you have available. I mean, smartphones, tablets, laptops, desktops, Chromebooks, Apple, or Windows devices work with pretty much any of this, okay? eBooks mimic a physical book, and it has pages, illustrations. You can bookmark your pages. You can change fonts and page color. This is really very valuable for students and even for adults. You know, if the white background on your device is too bright, it might hurt your eyes. That black and white is just too harsh for you. You can change it to a lovely creamy color and, change the font to something that's easier on your eyes. Many of the ebooks that are available now come with the dyslexia font. And if you're not familiar with that, it was developed by some college student who was, had a lot of reading in college, and he just, decided like he needed a different font because it was just, very difficult for him. And he developed the dyslexia font, which apparently is helpful for students who have dyslexia and other reading issues. So you might want to go in and check that out. Audiobooks are great for modeling good reading, how to pronounce words. A lot of times, even for really awesome readers, they have trouble pronouncing words that are in books because they've never said them out loud. And so listening to an audiobook can help you learn how to, pronounce a word correctly, and it's great for those second language learners. You can adjust the volume, you can adjust the speed of the reading, you can follow along in a real book if that helps out. And it's usually great for students, second language learners, to pick up the English version of a book, even though they might not feel confident to read it on their own. They can definitely read along with an audiobook. So we're going to be seeing a lot of that soon. So why ebooks and audiobooks? You can always have a great book in your pocket. If you're carrying around your phone, the way I know we all do, then you probably can store several great books on your cell phone. A big collection in a handheld device, you can have as many books as your device can handle, whatever memory you have. So you can just download books to your heart's content until you run out of memory. And then you don't have to think about where to put them on your bookshelves because your bookshelves might be full. So you read what you want without embarrassment. Sometimes, you want to read a book that may not be super popular with other people, and you don't have to be worried about that. That's really great for high school and middle school kids who may not be reading at the same level as their peers. They might not be reading the same types of books that their peers might think are cool. And so it takes the embarrassment out of reading what you really like. And you can do other chores while you're reading, especially with audiobooks. You can be listening to that audiobook while you're vacuuming your carpet or washing the dishes, and keep up with that reading. It's great for trying to keep up with popular books that your students might be reading. Pick up an audiobook. Benefits of electronic literature: minimal physical storage space, automatically saves your place. So if you stop, if you close up your app, it saves your place, it keeps track of where you were. Same for audiobooks and ebooks. It'll keep your place for you. They don't get lost, and you can use them on multiple devices. There are no late fees at the library. It is portable, and it never gets damaged or, it's always there. So there's a lot of great benefits for having them. Where can you get ebooks and audiobooks? And I know that's the question you came to get answered. And you can purchase audiobooks from Amazon, Audible, Barnes and Noble, lots of other places. There's lots of places where you can buy them. And I think that borrowing audiobooks and ebooks is really a great thing because many times, you read a book and you're done with it. It's not like one of those heartfelt favorites that you want to keep on your shelf forever and ever. And so borrowing books is a great option. It's cheaper because libraries are free, and they're just really convenient. So I'm going to show you several places where you could get free books. Do you have a public library card? Think about your answer. And these are a few reasons why you should get your library card. And so let me turn on my camera because I'm going to share my cell phone, my smartphone with you guys. There are several apps that are on this slide that I'm showing you here, and I can not see myself, but there I am. These are those apps, and each of those is linked with our El Paso Public Library. I'm going to go over really quickly what each of those apps does. The first one, the red app where it's RB Digital, that one is a magazine app. And, you know, who would have thunk you can get free magazines from the El Paso Public Library without even stepping foot inside of the building? RB Digital has a wide variety. I'll show you my app so you can see. Is a wide variety of magazines that you can check out. And once you check them out, once you put them on your phone, once you download them, they are yours until you delete them. And so you'll see some older magazines here that I have. But they have, you know, anything from Apple to Better Homes and Gardens, The New Yorker, Popular Mechanic. There is a whole slew of magazines that you can borrow from the public library for free. Fitness magazines, if you're interested in fitness. There are magazines like National Geographic, and it's free. All you need is that library card, and it's the full magazine. You can check it out just like this. You just tap, you can read a summary of the magazine, and then you can borrow it. Let me see if I can do this without looking. And check out Lou. And once it downloads onto your device, it's yours. You know, I think it's taking. Okay, there we go. So it gives me this message, so I can automatically check out the next issue. So, you know, if I'm a big National Geographic reader and I want to see all of those magazines, I can just check that box right over here on this side and click on OK. And it's going to allow me to store that magazine on my phone. Let me show you what that magazine will look like.
Somebody says they're not able to see what you're doing. I'm not sure if maybe it's their view that they're looking at. As I can see,
probably, yeah. If I'm really tiny, then you might want to go to the three dots in the lower right hand side, and you're going to want to go to I think it's change view or change layout. And you can change the layout so that I'm a little bigger if you'd like. And it's probably because I also have my presentation going. All right, great. So this, you know, I'm sorry I'm showing it on my phone, but it's the best way that I can show you what it's going to look like for you. So there's the magazine cover. This one seems like it's going to be about insects, a lot of moths. And I just swipe through, and everything in that magazine is here. I mean, the ads, it's like if you had the physical magazine in your hands right now, this is exactly what you would see. This is exactly it. So every page matches the pages in the actual magazine. That's something to know or understand about eBooks. eBooks are the exact replica of a print version of the book. So if there is an illustration on page 29 of the book, you're going to find the same illustration on page 29 of the ebook. So the great thing about ebooks is they're just easy to carry around with you. You can enlarge and shrink things, make them bigger if that if that font is a little too small. The magazines, I don't believe you can change. Oh yeah, look, you can change the font down here. You can change the text content. There are some options. Oh, I didn't even realize that myself.
There's a question about, can you download this to a Kindle? I'm guessing each of these has their own application. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, you know what? You can definitely, I know modern Kindles allow you to download these apps onto your Kindle. Yes, you can pin the person speaking. Sorry, I'm watching the comments too, and I should be, worried about presenting. But yeah, you can. All of these apps can be downloaded to, especially the more modern Kindles. I don't know about the older ones, but like if you have a Nook or any other e-reader, a lot of these apps can definitely be downloaded to them, allowing you to check out books from your public library on any device that you have. So. But here's what I was talking about, changing fonts and changing colors. So if I look, I can make my font bigger. I can slide that over. Or I can change the background colors here. So I can make it sepia so that it's not so harsh. I can change it to gray, to my gray background here. So there's a lot of adjustments that you can make. And this is just a magazine, guys. These things come out every month and stuff. So that's RB Digital. And if you have a library card, you can definitely go and check out some books from RB Digital through the El Paso Public Library. Now, one thing I will say is that when I did sign up for RB Digital, I went and signed up online because the app was really weird, and I just got really confused signing up on the app. So I found that signing up online was much faster and easier, and all you have to do is do a Google search for RB Digital, and it'll take you right to that link. Okay, another one for the El Paso Public Library is one of my favorites, and that's Overdrive. Now, let me tell you about Overdrive. Overdrive, it has several other personalities, if you will. Overdrive, Libby, and Sora. Sora is kind of a newer one, and I kind of like Sora, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But we're going to quickly go over Overdrive, Libby, and Sora. I might leave Sora for the end of this section because Sora kind of will lead us into another area. But Overdrive is really awesome. Right now, these three audiobooks are what I have on my collection. If I wanted to add a book to my public library, I just go to add the little plus sign, and it's going to take me to the public library, and it seems like it's a little slow. When you download Overdrive or any of these apps, you will need your library card. You'll need your username and a password or a PIN number, and you get to set that PIN number to whatever you'd like. When you sign up for a digital library card, the first thing, you're going to have to fill out all the information, and then it's going to send you a username, and that username is going to be numbers. So that will be assigned to you, and you'll need to save that until you get an actual library card at the library. So look out for that username because that's going to help you get your eBooks and digital content. So there is a whole list of books and audiobooks, ebooks that you can choose from. You can use these three lines right over here to sort through and see different collections. So I'm going to click on collections here, and I can go to ebooks up here, or I can go down to audiobooks and see what audiobooks are available. I tend to go towards audiobooks because it gives me that opportunity to do all sorts of other things. Clean the bathroom while I'm listening to a book. So somebody asked about what devices. There you go. Everything is available for these. Okay. So here for audiobooks, that's what I normally go to because, like I said, I I'm doing a lot of other things while I'm listening. You can choose anything that's available now, or you can choose, the most popular, most recent. Um, you can even look for teen reads, because I know a lot of times you want to, if you're teaching high school or middle school, you want to know what's popular with your age group, so you can go ahead and provide as much, bring out some books, some literature that's going to catch their attention and get them interested in what you're doing.
We do
Ebooks,
have a
the same
question
thing.
about sharing this with through Google Classroom. Is that possible?
You know what? Because you have to have a public library card,
Mhm.
you cannot share it through Google Classroom. And the public library books are just like books on a shelf. If you have 3 copies of the book and somebody checks one out, well, now there's only 2 copies. And if 2 more people come and check those out, there are no more copies, and you'll need to go on a waiting list. The great thing about going on a waiting list for the El Paso Public Library with a digital book or digital content is it picks it up for you as soon as it's available. So it'll have a line of whoever, if there's 2 people in front of you waiting for that book, when it's your turn, it will automatically check that book out to you so that you can get that book. You don't have to, be on the lookout. It'll send you an email saying your book is available and we have checked it out to you. And you just go in and download the book to your phone so that you can read it, or you download it to your tablet or just read it offline. You don't have to download it. But if you download it, the best part about downloading any kind of book is that you can take this anywhere and you do not need the internet. Once the book is on your phone, you don't need the internet anymore. So that makes it great for long road trips when you kind of come in and out of coverage for your cell phone device or whatever. You don't need a constant link to the internet once you've downloaded a book. So, and that goes for audio and ebooks. So that's an awesome feature of electronic content. They're great for.
So copyright rules cover audiobooks and digital
Oh,
books too.
yes.
So basically that's why we wouldn't be able to share out this link like in Google Classroom or anything like that.
Absolutely. I will show you some some ebooks that are available for the classroom. You can
Yes.
definitely use these with your lessons. Now, let me tell you that you really want to be careful about audiobooks. I know that sometimes we would love to like share an audiobook with the class. And we're definitely able to share. Copyright rules allow us as teachers to share portions of the book. And so depending on how long the book is, I think we can share 15 to 20% of the book with our students. So you can definitely do that. You can maybe have kids like, okay, we're going to listen to the audio portion. We're going to listen to the first chapter with the audio book. And then I'm going to want you to read the next 2 chapters. And then chapter 4, we'll listen to in audio format. Something like that, just to keep your kids motivated and, keep them engaged. I understand you would want to use it. But again, copyright rules do prevent us from sharing things like this on the classroom. But I will show you some stuff that you can share in the classroom, because we do have rights to all of the content in some of the areas, okay? But this is the public library, and it works just like any other book that you would check out from the library. You cannot, have everybody accessing the same book when there's only one copy. So ebooks and audiobooks work just like that, okay? So you can definitely sort your books and take a look. I'll press the teen, and there's also new kids editions, and you can see the books that are available for our teens. Okay, there are lots and lots of books that are available to check out. You can tell if you can borrow a book by looking right underneath the book. So this one says borrow, and that means that it is
Excuse me.
available to check out.
Excuse me.
Excuse me?
We cannot see anything that you're presenting. We just see the first slide where you said get your public library card, and that's all. So whatever you're talking about and going into that app, we cannot see anything.
Is that true, Misha?
If you no, I can see it if you pin her, if you she's with everybody else, and if you pin her to the screen, then you will be able to see her as a large. You need to change your way you are viewing the screen.
I can see just her presenting the slide, and I have her pinned, but I cannot see what she's doing on the app.
She's actually there's another Rebecca Calderon actually in the meet with us, and if you change the way that you are viewing the screen, you'll be able to see her, and then you can pin that one up into the top, because I know that she's got the screen up there, but if you can pin her up there as well.
So to make it easier for you, I will go ahead and stop presenting that screen, and I'll just represent it again. And so here I am. Can you see me now? Are we okay with that now? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So here is the two of our books that we can see. Thank you for posting in the comments, guys. That way, Misha can help you out with some of the issues. So here you can see that for this book here, I can borrow it, and if I click on that, I can borrow that book. And if I click on it there, we could see that there we go. I go to borrow, and I don't know what this book is about. I'm just choosing it just because. And so it says success. So this book will show up when I go to my bookshelf here. Oh, wait. I have to go to my account first and then download it from my account. So I'm going to go to, here we go. There, up here in the corner, those three lines, and I'm going to go to my account, and I'm going to go to loans. And so there's the book right there. That's in my account. So it's a PDF ebook. Okay.
Which app is this again, Rebecca? We have somebody asking.
We are on the Overdrive app.
Okay, Overdrive.
Overdrive.
I didn't want to misspeak. I want to make sure I got it right. Yes, this is the Overdrive app.
Yes. So I have other books here that I have. These are audiobooks, and here it shows that you can download right here. And I've already downloaded these books, so I don't need to download them again. But once I tap on that, it's going to download the book onto my device, and then I don't need internet anymore to read or listen to this book. Okay. This first book is a bit odd because it says that it's a PDF ebook. And this format doesn't work on this device, which I've never gotten that before, but that's a rarity. That's a rarity. You could probably see this book online though, on your laptop. Okay, so you would be able to see that one. Okay, so the same way for audiobooks, ebooks, if it's available, it's going to show borrow. If it is not available, it's going to show, let me pull it up again. It's going to show that you can place a hold. And I talked about holds a little while ago. You can place a hold and it will automatically put you in line for that book. It'll tell you how many people are ahead of you. And then it'll tell, as soon as it's available, it will check it out to you automatically, as long as you have, if you still have checkouts available. You could check out 4 audiobooks or 4 ebooks, for any combination. And as long as you still have a checkout available, they'll check it out to you. You can go in and download it and use the book. Okay, you get books for 2 weeks from the El Paso Public Library.
We
So
do have a
that's
comment about your PDF that Adriana says that because it was a graphic novel that you were trying to open up, and so that's why it was as a PDF and you weren't able to view
there
it
we
on
go.
your phone.
There
So
we
that's
go.
something to
But
think about as well.
yeah, and you know what? I've done some of the graphic novels, and they do have them in
They're in a different format. I'm
in
sure. I'm sure it's
Kindle
mostly
format.
images. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
in Kindle format. So in Kindle format, you can definitely open on the phone. Somebody is
And
asking how to return
how do we
books,
return
right?
the books? Yes.
Okay, so when I go to my bookshelf right over here, when I go to my bookshelf, let me make sure I'm clicking the right thing. These are the books that I have checked out right now. And I can return this book right here. I've already finished it. So I'm going to go ahead and hold down and I get a little menu. Whoops. And I'm going to just choose return. Return to library. And it gives you a message and you just click yes. And that's it. Now, if you notice, my books here have a 6-day, I have 6 more days with these 2 books. At the end of those 6 days, those books automatically get returned. So I don't get any late fees. I don't have to be worried like, oh, I forgot to return my book. It automatically returns. No worries at all. Even if you don't open up the app for 3 days after, it automatically returns to the library. So you don't have to worry about that. And that works for pretty much all of the library apps. 2 weeks and then return it. Yes, it automatically returns. You don't even have to worry about, oh my gosh, my 2 weeks are up. It returns all by itself. Okay. You can definitely recheck them. And I as long as there isn't a waiting list, you can recheck them as soon as if you have 1 or 2 days left and you're like, oh, I'm not going to finish it in time, you can definitely recheck as long as it doesn't have a waiting list. So let's take a look at Libby. Libby is Overdrive's little sister, and it's a little girl with the book in front of her. That's try again. Oh, Libby does not want to work for me today. So here we go. So you're going to notice that Libby is going to have a lot of the same books that I have on my Overdrive. Libby and Overdrive have the same parent company. It's Rakuten. And they all come, it's just a different way of looking at the books. Libby is supposed to be more child user friendly. And it is. I don't like using Libby as much. I find that it's a little more glitchy than Overdrive. Overdrive is really awesome. I haven't had any problems with it, but I do notice that with audiobooks and Libby, that all of a sudden they'll just stop. Because I'll tell you something. I'll tell you a secret. I listen to audiobooks in my car all the time. So audiobooks are
We have another question. I apologize. It says, will the download be there on your device even when you check the book back in, or does it remove it from your device?
It removes it from your device. Ooh,
okay, so it does remove it from your device.
Really loud noise here. Some really loud noise. So I don't know if we can mute there. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay, good. So yeah, it automatically it removes it from your device. So you're good to go. So anyway, like I said, I find that the Libby audiobooks, when I'm playing them in my car, all of a sudden it'll stop and I'll be like, what the heck happened? And it's just a glitch that Libby happens to have. So it may not be great for audiobooks in your car, but it is great for your kids. It looks and feels very close to what the other apps feel like and look like. They are pretty easy to use. So you would go to your library, and that's going to bring up the public library, and you can come in and take a look at the different books that are available. Again, the collection that's in Libby is pretty much an exact mirror of what's in the collection for Overdrive. One thing you'll notice is that there are a couple of books, there are a few that are not available in Libby, but they are available in Overdrive. I don't know why. but it just, I just keep that in mind when I'm looking for a specific book. If I'm looking for something specific, I'm going to go and check all of my apps. If I don't find it in one, I'm going to try another because it might be there. And that has happened to me with Libby. Sometimes Libby will have something that Overdrive doesn't have, but it's a very rare thing. Okay. So,
So for all of these apps, do you need to have an El Paso library card in order to access these apps?
you can download these apps and put them on your computer, on your device, and you don't have to have an account anywhere. If you want to access books, you do need to have an account somewhere. A couple of our schools used to have Overdrive collections. And if, I had my school and the public library on this collection. If you happen to belong to another public library or another library of whatever kind that has an Overdrive collection, you're welcome to go in there and check that out. You can have multiple libraries on your Overdrive, on your Libby, on your Sora. And I'm going to show you that in a little bit with Sora, because Sora is also linked with another place where you can get some real free stuff. Okay. Sora, Libby, and Overdrive are all part of the same parent company, which is Rakuten. They're all under the Overdrive section. But you can definitely go in. You can change your preferences, so you can set it so that you can look for different items inside of your Libby, inside of the library's Libby collection. And it's really just a preference. What do you like? What do you like using? If you like using Libby better, great. If you like using Overdrive better, great. They're pretty much the same thing. They just look different. Okay. I'm going to skip Sora right now. Even though Sora is linked to the El Paso Public Library, it's linked to something else. And I want to show you that a little later. I'll show you that at the end of this section. But right now I want to talk to you about Access 360. Access 360 is a separate ebook, audiobook collection that the El Paso Public Library also holds. So you can download Access 360, and there is another collection there. The books in Access 360 will differ from Overdrive. In the past, and actually they've really updated their Access 360 collection. Right now you're seeing some children's books up there. It used to be a lot more nonfiction, but recently they've kind of brought in a bigger array of books into the Access 360 collection. So you can see there are lots of books here that you can take a look at. So this book is already checked out. I can definitely place a hold on it if I'd like, but something that you're going to notice is that there are a lot of great books out there that are real popular, especially all the things that are recent purchases. They are really popular and hard to get a hold of. Oh, I'm going to get this one. Cool Bean. That's a new one. I love this author and this collection of books. I'm going to go ahead and check that out so you can see. I just need to click on check out. And let's see what that one says. It's just pulling it up. Let's give it a minute to bring that up for us. There we go. And it is installing. And if I want to return the book, I can do that here. You can definitely share books like this live with students, live on your Google Meet. I would not record myself and save the recording and share with students. That would be breaking copyright laws. So I wouldn't want to do that, but I can definitely share books with my kids live. Okay. They do have books in Spanish. There are books in Spanish. I don't go to the Spanish collection a lot, but there are books in Spanish. I'm getting all sorts of.
Good to know.
Yeah. And so here I'm going to just flip through my book here. And again, an ebook is just like any other ebook, any other print copy of a book that you would encounter. There we go. So the cool bean, and there are some illustrations. And it says, watch out. Here come the cool beans. The cool beans. So there they are. If you haven't read this author, they're really great books.
Now you said that we could use this on any device. So I'm just throwing this out there. So if I were to download this book onto my Mac, and like you said, present to my class in a Google Meet,
sure,
that would be as long as we're not recording it, because I'm reading the book to my students, and then we're finished with it. I could do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
As long as you're not recording it, you can definitely present it to your kids. It would look really great. It would be awesome.
Okay.
So you're clear on that. So, and that was Access 360. You just tap the arrows to go through the pages. It's super simple, easy for kids to use. They probably just need some help downloading, getting instructions and getting that library card, but it's super simple, super sweet. You can change the font here also. So you can change the way that it looks just by going up to the font area. And you can go to the copyright office online, and they can you can read all about the copyright laws, or go to your librarian. Your librarian should have lots of information about copyright laws. They're really sticky, guys. There's a lot of them. But yeah, you can change the background and what your background would look like. And when the words are embedded in the pictures, it's really hard for the companies to change the text in the picture. But if the picture were separate from the words, you would probably be able to change the way the text looked. Okay. So that is Access 360. So far, the El Paso Public Library offers, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again so that you guys can see the apps that I'm showing. So you can download them on your computer, on your device, sorry. So RB Digital, and that's the magazine one. So if you really love magazines, there's science magazines here. There are math magazines. There's like algebra. I didn't even know there was an algebra magazine, but there is. All sorts of magazines here, Popular Mechanic, like I said, Better Homes and Gardens, Apple, PC World, they're all here. And once you download it onto your device, it's yours. You get to keep that copy, that issue, which sounds fabulous, but then you kind of start running out of space on your device. So be careful about that. You can delete them though. Once you're finished with them, you can definitely delete them. These three down here, Libby, Overdrive, and Sora. This is Sora here. Those three are all from the same company, and they share a lot of their collection. It's worth it to go in and check all of them if you're looking for a specific book and don't find it in one of those three. But for the most part, they have the same collections in all three of these apps. Access 360 is a separate collection that is audiobooks and ebooks, very easy to use. There is a lot of difference between these collections and Access collection. So I definitely recommend going in and checking out what Access has to offer. So
I have a question, Rebecca. Like, if I'm going to sign up for these applications, does it offer the sign in with Google, or do I have to create an account for each one of these? Or
so so Overdrive, I believe you don't have to. You use your library account for all of them, pretty much.
Okay.
There is, you're not automatically signed up for any of these because this is the El Paso Public Library and this isn't run by Isleta. So you'll need to sign in with your library account. You can
Okay.
download Overdrive and you can create an Overdrive account, but it's not going to get you any books unless you're going to purchase books from Overdrive.
Yeah, I did know. I did
Same
know
with
that
any of the
you
others.
could do that. I just didn't know if there was a Google sign in as well. But it sounds
There
like that
hasn't been.
you should have your library card first before. It just is going to make life
Yes.
easier for you.
Absolutely. And so here I have the link to the library card. I can copy this and put it. Oh, no, I can't. Let me stop presenting this. Let me do this. And I will go back. Here we go. And I'm going to copy this and I'll paste it into the chat right now so that you can take a look at where to get your library card. That's the link to get your library card. And it's super simple. I helped my nephew get one yesterday and it didn't even take 5 minutes. It was a quick little form you fill out and poof, you get your library card. So that's, one of the greatest free resources that we have right now that can really keep you reading and keep you interested in something new. And not fill up your bookshelves too much. The next one that I want to show you is super duper cool. Audiophile Sync. I'm going to copy this into the chat also. This is awesome. It has been providing students with books for years. And I'm going to tell you how this works. Let me just throw this into the chat for you so you can have that link. So this is a program that every week gives students 2 books, 2 audiobooks for free to download. And they can, and they usually have something in common. The books either talk about the same type of topic or they address a social, need, or it's a classic version and a modern version. But it's usually a classic type of book linked with a modern book that have something in common. Every week during the summer for 8 weeks, you get 2 free books. And I'll show you that website in a little bit. But before I do, this is where Sora comes in. And Sora is the little space guy here. He's a little blob. He's super cute. I hope you can see him. And Sora is where you can get these audiobooks. And that's kind of a new thing. Last year, you could download them onto your computer. And you might still be able to download them into your computer, but I'm going to share this tab here. And they used to let you download them, but now they're letting you use Sora to get access to those books. So here is the audio sync page. And you can see it started 8 weeks ago. And so every one of these, there were 2 books. Again, one of them is a classic, usually, and the other one is a modern book. And so you can go back and take a look at these books. They are no longer available. See, they only have an availability of 1 week. And every week they change. But this happens every summer. It starts the first book is released in April, the last few days of April, the very first week of May. So you can start looking for that next year. But it's 2 books every week. You can read a little synopsis if you want to. You can read about the authors, and get free books for your teens. This is teens. It's not for elementary students, unless you have a student that would really benefit from some of the reading. Maybe they're at a different level. Maybe they can handle the literature. Of course, with the guidance of mom and dad, you'd want to make sure that they're picking good things to read. And you probably wouldn't want to push this out to your elementary students, but maybe you see up here, it says it's for teens 13 and older. So be careful about who you're sharing this with, but it is a great resource. Next week, they're going to have, Mexican White Boy, and that is Matt de la Peña. Ooh, that's a good one. I think he's from El Paso, or he has some roots here in El Paso. And The Silence Between Us. The week after that, Fresh Ink, and then Hope Nation. So there's a lot of books that are coming up. They will release them overnight, and that it's not like they run out of copies or they only have 12. You can get on there and pick it up the very last day if you like. And so this one is, there's a couple of classics on this one. Charles Dickens and William Shakespeare. So it's a great way to, and this is for Sora, and I'm going to show you how it looks on Sora right now.
Okay.
So, all right.
So Sora is an application, but the link for this, we just put it in the chat a little bit ago, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So we're going to go ahead and go to Sora down here. Let me show you my Sora app. There's Sora. And again, Sora, Overdrive, and Libby are all part of, you can just go to your Play Store to find Sora. You have to download it just like you would download any other app. So you'd have to go to your Play Store or wherever you get apps from and type in Sora, and Sora will come up. So this is what the app looks like. It's like a little spaceman, a little space blob flying through the air with little stars. And so this is what it looks like when it opens up. And I downloaded these two from this week, so they're available. There's recently defined words. There's other things that you can get from Sora. It works a little bit different. I haven't really used Sora as much as I've used the others. I actually just downloaded Sora because of the audiobooks that were available. And so I haven't had a lot of time to work on this one, but it does look really awesome.
Asking for a setup code or to find my school and Sora.
If you look at this website, it's going to give you some directions on how to set up your Sora. Okay. And if you go to here, I believe if you go to this website on your device,
audio sync.
You'll be able to get the app, okay, through Sora, the Students Reading app from Overdrive. You just need to go to audio sync, and it should allow you to use the app, okay. So let me know, keep me posted on if you're able to access Sora. So down here, there are some little books that you can, whoops, I closed up my Sora. I tapped the wrong thing. So there's another way to view my collection of what I have. I only have those 2 books on Sora. I have not linked my library. Well, here I can see that I have activated my audiobook collection from the audio sync. And then down here I have public library. So I'm going to tap on public library and let's see what comes up. And there are the books that I can check out from the public library through Sora. So you don't have to have all of the apps. You can pick your most favorite app and use that one. But Sora is really awesome.
Okay, we're down to about 5 more minutes, Miss Becky.
Holy night. Okay, I needed 2 hours for this. Okay, let's go through really quickly. I'm going to go to TextQuest, okay? So I'm going to tell you right now, TextQuest is something that your librarian can definitely share with you. TextQuest, I mean, I dream TextQuest, okay, people? This is an awesome place for you to get stuff that you can share on Google Drive, on the classroom. You can share it in the classroom. So this is awesome. You want to go to that link, and it's going to get you to our TextQuest page. So I'm going to go to that link here, and I'm going to, let me share this tab. And this is what you should see when you get to that link. I'm going to tell you that the username and the password are going to be Isleta. So same username, same password for each of these. Something that you might be really interested in is the Encyclopedia Britannica. Let me pop in there really quickly. I will show you. It's going to ask me, please select your school district, and I'm going to go down to Isleta. Oh, there it is. And my password here is Isleta, lowercase letters. Let me show the password. Oh, there it is. And access now. So there are elementary, middle, and high school levels. You can go between them. So if I choose elementary and I decide, oh, this is really easy, I can switch to something else. I'm going to just click on this. Let's go to Biographies. This is a great place to look for famous people, especially if you're studying somebody. So I'm going to go to Frida Kahlo, and I'm going to show you over here on the right side. Can you see Google Classroom?
Yes.
Google Drive. They even offer it in Microsoft Teams. So you can just easily click on Google Classroom. If I want my students to read this article, I can click on Google Classroom. Let me share this tab. I'm going to choose my classroom. That's my practice one. I'm going to create an assignment, and I'm going to go and please read the article, or I'll put these instructions down here. Always include instructions, ladies and gentlemen. Always include instructions. The article, and answer the questions attached. And then, it's going to be Frida Kahlo. There we go. And assign. Poof, there it is. Super easy. Let's go ahead and take a look back at the Frida Kahlo page. I can change it to level 2 reading. If I'm middle school, I could find a more extensive article on the second level. If you're teaching elementary school and you have a student who that level 1 is just way too easy for them, they need more information, you can easily switch to level 2. Level 3, you can, she twice married. So you can listen to the article if you want. You can cite the article. You can print, but we're not really printing. You can email it to yourself or to your teacher or to a group and share it with each other. Students can do that part, okay? There are images and videos here, related topics, and there are some teacher resources here. I'm not going to go super into it, but take a look. Lots to use in your Google Classroom. So I'm going to close this one, and I'm going to go back.
We're down to about a minute left, ma'am.
Oh, holy night. Okay. So let me see. What is the other thing? I'm going to share one more thing with you. Let me just share my whole screen share. Ugh. Okay. Let's see. One more thing. Oh, National Geographic for Kids. This is where you can get eBooks here. Okay. Because that's my topic. I need to do a whole text quest one. Just text quest. It's awesome.
I think so.
Talk to your librarians. They can help you out with that. So here, National Geographic for Kids, we have a lot in this collection. We have videos, pictures, and books. That's where we're going to stop here. I'm going to go to books. I'm going to go to more. And I'm going to show you what a book looks like so you can see. These are also books that you can share with your kids. Everybody has access to these. Again, the username is Isleta. The password is Isleta. You can have.
I'm going to tell you that book looks just like the original because I had that book, and
Yep.
it's
the
exactly
same
like the
thing.
book is that you get from the Scholastic Book Club or wherever you get the books from. So yes, it is the exact book.
Absolutely. So here you have all of the book, it's everything that's in the book. You can make it bigger. You can make it smaller. You can front matter, back matter, just take a look there. You can cite, you can bookmark it. And I think that's about my time. I wish I could go through all of these with you because there's so much. Look, science, people, elementary. Go back and look at it. Take a look at what's here. It's worth your time. Many of these do link with your Google Classroom, and it's super easy, seamless.
Yes.
You can highlight, change fonts, and change languages. It's very cool. And I'm sorry if I kept you any later than I should have, but thank you for your kind attention. I really appreciate it.
Yes. And somebody just asked if you could have another training on this, please, if you could set up one. And we are looking to do more mini Mondays in July. We know our schedule is changing, but we're going to try to keep doing more of these sessions as long as they let us.
Yes. And you know what? I'm like, I wanted to cram everything in, and it's just, I can't. I need to do it in smaller
chunks.
There's
just there's so much, but it was very good information about where to get the eBooks because, that's the new thing now.
Absolutely. They're so accessible. And I mean, they'll never replace paper books, of course. I mean, that's what students love more. They love, just having that book in their hand. But, at a time like this, when having that book in your hand isn't quite accessible or convenient, audiobooks, ebooks are super, super useful.
Yes.